not public. Hey guys, Tony here, and I'm with Oz, and we're going to be talking about his new products called Goldealer. Now, I did a promotion for this product last week, and the response to it was kind of amazing because even when it got to the last email, we were still getting about 1,000 opens, which is pretty unusual when you've been running a promotion for a whole week like we did at the time. And so I contacted Oz again and I asked if we could create an exclusive deal for a split pay option, because I'm guessing many of those people who were opening the email maybe just couldn't pay the full amount up front. So we got a good deal on it so that we can do a split pay as well. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the promotion or with Goldealer, it's a product that basically allows you to get into buying and selling gold, and where you can get angel providers give you from $25,000 to $50,000 money up front to invest in that business. Okay, so it's quite a unique product, and it's something completely different from what I've been promoting before, and something completely different, I think, as well for Oz to be in that kind of space as well. So Oz, could you tell us just in 60 seconds about Goldealer, what it's about?
Yeah, I'll do so. Thanks, Tony. Right, so Goldealer is a program that I created towards the end of last year, November, December, for internet marketers to help them set up new businesses, which are basically online gold dealerships, where
Can you
they.
move closer to the microphone? It's gone a little bit faded again. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. Let me repeat myself. So Goldealer is a program for internet marketers to help them establish brand new businesses. And what these businesses do really is deal in gold, buy and sell gold, okay, online. And people are able to do this without actually having to stock or take possession of the gold. That's a really unique thing about it. And I would say the most interesting thing about the program is that we actually help people get capital to start this business. And like Tony said, this could range from 25,000 to 50,000 to even up to 100,000. And this makes it really unique. So people are able to start this business without having to use their own money or risk their own money. Okay. And yeah. And so we'll talk more about that. So that is just like a bird's eye view of what Goldealer is.
That's a good overview. So a lot of people will probably be wondering, well, how do we manage to get people to invest into me running a business for buying and selling gold online? So we need to cover that early, I think, so that people can stay interested to know that this is something that will work for them as well. Okay, so do you want to talk about that first, about the angel providers, as you call them?
Yeah, so these angel providers are really well-heeled, well-capitalized individuals with a lot of money. So many of them are billionaires, some might even, so many of them are millionaires, sorry, and some might even be billionaires. Okay, and what the issue is for them is that they've got so much money, and when they leave this money in banks, the return they get on their money is really, really low, like about 1% a year. So what they typically do is look for alternative investments that they can put their money in that are safe and yet profitable. And this gold dealership is known to be really, really profitable. So they'd rather put some of their money into profitable gold dealerships and get a return or get a share of the profits that business makes. So that's why they give the money out. Okay, it's not a loan where they give you money and the money has to be repaid. Rather, what they ask for is a small percentage of the profits that people make with the capital. So it's like a win-win situation, really. So their money is yielding them higher profits than it would yield if it was in a bank. And then they're helping people like us establish businesses without using their own money, or even people that might not have the money to establish the business. So it's a win-win.
Okay. And how does Gold Dealership compared to e-commerce?
Yeah, some people would there's some similarities, but what I like to say is that gold dealership is really more like the next stage of e-commerce, and it's more closely aligned with what I call cyber commerce, yeah, which is like the next generation of e-commerce. So, like I said earlier in the introduction, one thing with cyber commerce is that you do not need to stock the products that you buy and sell. There's a third-party platform that does all this for you. It's almost like a bit like Amazon and what Amazon does. But with Amazon, you need to get hold of the products and then send them to Amazon, and then Amazon stocks them. Okay. But with cyber commerce, you do not need to stock the products that you sell. In this case, the product being gold, you do not need to stock it at all. And neither do you need to look for buyers or sellers. The platform takes care of everything. So you just basically need to get connected to the platform. All right. Then when you want to buy, you let them know that you want to buy by clicking a button. And when you want to sell, you let the platform know that you want to sell by clicking a button. And then they connect you to the buyers and the sellers transparently behind the scenes. You do not need to get involved in any of that. And what this means is that with your gold dealership, you will not have to worry about having a website. You will not need to worry about traffic generation, be it paid advertising or SEO. You do not need to do any copywriting. You don't need to do any product listing. You don't need to worry about shopping carts and payment processors or anything like that. So that is why I say it's e-commerce. It's like the next generation of e-commerce. I think that is where e-commerce is going in the next decade or so. It's almost like comparing Google to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is like much smarter than Google, and even Google have their own version of ChatGPT, which they will bring out really soon. So this is where e-commerce is going, and right now it's limited to high ticket products or assets like gold and a few others. So someone that is selling, like, say, socks or wristwatches will not be able to leverage cyber commerce. But for high ticket products like gold, then cyber commerce is already available for people who want to leverage it. So high ticket products that are in demand, okay, a lot, which gold is, and then also which are very profitable, which have a high margin. So that's the difference between this and e-commerce, I would say.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Here's one of the interesting things that came up in that answer here, guys, is that you don't need a website or traffic to do this. Okay, you do not need to be spending money on SEO or PPC. You don't need to be buying backlinks or investing in outreach or stuff like that. And you don't need to be doing anything like YouTube ads or anything else. Oz, can you explain to them how this is done without the website and having to get traffic?
Yeah, so basically, a good analogy is car dealers or the car dealership industry. So if you wanted to buy a car, or if somebody wanted to buy a car, they can't buy that car directly from the manufacturer. They have to do it through a dealer. That's the only way people can buy cars. And it's almost the same thing with gold. If you want to buy gold, you can't go to a gold mine, and buy the gold. Or somebody can't go to the gold mine and buy the gold. They have to do it through a dealer, right? And then if you look at the movement and the evolution of car dealers way back, decades ago, you'd have to go physically into a car dealer's premises to buy the cars. But then with the advent of the internet, people started advertising their cars on websites. Yeah, like in the UK here, we have like Auto Dealer or Loot. And in America, they could have websites like Craigslist. Yeah, so that was like the next progression from actually physically going into car dealers' lots to buy cars. And it's the same thing with gold dealers. Gold dealers started setting up websites, okay, but that was a lot of work, because unless you knew where the gold dealer's website address or domain, you might not be able to locate the gold dealers. So what the next generation does now is they aggregate. They now have platforms that aggregate the dealers, being the sellers, and also the buyers in one place. So people no longer need to look for the gold dealers. Yeah. And the gold dealers no longer need to look for buyers. They just need to go to this platform, and then everything takes place in on the platform, and everybody knows about this well, people in the business, in the industry, know about the platform. So that is where everybody goes, be it the buyers, be it the sellers, and be it the dealers, and even the gold mines as well. So when they want to take on new dealers, they do it through these platforms. So the platform aggregates everything, does all the business, takes care of all the risk, takes care of the contracts. They provide the carts, and they do the listings, and they standardize everything so people know what to expect. And then also, because this is a very highly regulated industry, there's no fraud at all. So people do not have to worry about if their money is safe or if they're going to actually get what they pay for, because the platform takes care of everything, which is why these angel providers are so interested and so almost desperate to find gold dealers that they can partner with and share the profits from the business with.
Why do they want the dealers if they could do it themselves?
Well, because I mean, a millionaire or a billionaire, they've got 101 other things that they are doing with their time and their money. So they do not want to spend time doing, worrying about $50,000 business when they've got billions of dollars. So they'd rather, outsource it to somebody else like us, okay, who are happy to do that, and they could do this with like 20 people, 50 people, 10 people. So you won't be the only person they are working with, but they have other things to do. They have businesses to run and that kind of stuff, like big money businesses. So this is more like, we'll give out, some of our portfolio to these gold dealers, and then we share the profit with them. But this is not something that they would want to be doing themselves. They have much bigger fish to fry, so to say.
Okay, so these guys are giving 25,000, 50,000 for you to start your online business. Now, obviously, that money has to be spent within the platform that you're talking about, so they can be sure it's going to be spent for that purpose and for nothing else. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So some people have asked, like, can we take this money and use it to buy a new car or go on a holiday? And the answer is absolutely not. So the money can only be used for one thing, and that is for the gold dealership. And yeah, so if people are looking for a way to get free 25K, then this is not it. These guys are not stupid, so they know what they're doing, basically. They know what they're doing.
Okay. And you mentioned, when we spoke about this a few days ago, you mentioned about software where all of this happens.
Yes, thanks for reminding me. Yeah, so one thing that makes all this possible for us to do from anywhere in the world, once you have internet connection, is there's a software platform, all right, that connects to these cyber commerce platforms, that actually aggregate the buyers and sellers. Now, this software typically sells for $9.97. There are also other software that people pay like $100 a month for that do the same thing. But there's a way, basically, and we are able to provide this software, okay, legitimately, with a lifetime license for free. Okay, and this is like the real software from the software provider. The only difference is that there's a certain feature that it doesn't have, which is not needed for what we do. Okay, and they provide it to us 100% free for our people. So you don't need to pay $9.97. You don't need to pay $100 a month or $50 a month. You get lifetime access for free, and you're able to do everything you need to do. Like all these things that I've mentioned, you're able to do those things. They're just some, very advanced features that it doesn't have, which we do not need for this gold dealership business. Yeah.
And this software will aggregate. It will connect with multiple aggregators, not just one main site.
So it can connect to other aggregators, but the one that we are focusing on is the gold aggregator. But there are other products or other assets that it can also connect people to. So yes, you're correct, but we are focusing on gold. Yeah, but there are other assets that other platforms that aggregate dealers and sellers and buyers in other assets as well. Yeah, so it's quite versatile in that respect.
Okay, cool. Okay, so they get a $9.97 software for free.
For completely free, and this is lifetime access. It's not like a 1 month trial or 3 month trial of a year.
So
it's
they
like
get lifetime access, and you're going to teach them how to use it.
Yeah, we show them how to use it. We show them how to set it up within 2 hours and have their business up and running, and then they can start using that software to make money.
So that brings us on to what you're actually offering in the product. Do you want to describe that in 60 seconds, and I'll ask some additional questions?
Okay, yeah. So the 5 things that the product does. One is access to the software, which we've just talked about. Then there's training on cyber commerce, because cyber commerce is very new to most people. All right, there are similarities between cyber commerce and e-commerce, but it's very different. So I provide very comprehensive training, about 19 modules of training that I think comes to about between 8 and 10 hours of actual video training. Yeah, so that's the second thing. Then we also help people become profitable. Yeah, because the only reason that these angel providers will give you 25K is if they know you're going to be able to make money. Yeah. So if you can't make money, then you're not going to get the money, because there's actually an evaluation process. And that's the other thing that we help people do. Okay. We help them go through that evaluation so that they can prove to the angel providers that they know how to make money. Okay. With the capital that is provided. So that is the 4th aspect, where we help people pass the evaluation. Then the 5th one, okay, is actually helping them get that capital. So connecting them to these angel providers that are going to give them the 25K or 50K or 100K or even more. So those are the 5 elements of the program. Then part of it, okay, which comes with the software and training, is the what I call the 2-hour cyber launch, where we show you what to do so you can be up and running within 2 hours.
That's pretty cool. So 2 hours they can be up and running, but they need to go through the training. Now, you mentioned that they could probably do this over a weekend when we spoke last time. When they're going through the training, they've got ability to reach out to you to get support, to ask questions. How is that done?
Yeah, so this is like actually like a mentorship program. So during the period, which is 4 weeks initially, and usually it goes on for more than 4 weeks. Okay, but officially we say 4 weeks. So people are able to ask questions. We've got a Discord and group, okay, with lots of information there. We have like a beginners only section where people can go in there and read up about the basics and ask questions. So I either answer, but most times other members of the community actually jump in and answer the questions. We've also got a group specifically dedicated to questions, and we've also got frequently asked questions in there. So if there's anything or any problem that people have, they can go and see if it's been asked by somebody else already. And if not, they can ask the question there, and I'll jump in, or somebody else will jump in. So this is like personalized mentoring. People ask me questions, people send me emails. And there's also additional training that people ask for, like if there's something that people are struggling with and they need extra help, I'd usually like record a video and point out what needs to be done and how to overcome that challenge. Yeah. Then there's also the decision matrix, okay, where we do, I would say, maybe 90 to 95% of the work or of the analysis that goes into making these buying and selling decisions in order to be profitable. And as beginners, okay, a lot of people maybe are not confident enough to make those decisions themselves, or they think that they are guessing. So for that initial period of 4 weeks or longer, I actually do 90% of that work for you, of making that decision, and tell you what you need to do. And basically just need to click a few buttons in the software, and yeah, you're up and running. You're buying and selling gold.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So you're helping them, you're actually taking a lot more responsibility by helping them with those decisions that they need to make to be profitable. Okay, so just to run through that again, just to recap through that again. So you get access to the 997 software, which is for lifetime. You get that for free. Training provided for the software, 2 hours to learn how to use it. And there's 19 modules between 8 and 10 hours in total that covers everything that you need to know about this. Okay. And also you will get help from us and other people in a Discord server if you have any questions, which inevitably you will have, everybody would have, going into a new business. So you got some support network there as well. Okay. And also Oz has is making decisions or help you to make decisions so that you're not making mistakes, so you can stay profitable. And importantly, there's training to help you to get through the evaluation and the connection to these angel providers who can give you up to $50,000 for you to work with for your new gold business. Okay, have I got everything right there? Did I miss anything out?
Yeah, you summarized it perfectly, Tony. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Well, okay. What I would say is that we do have unannounced bonuses, so I don't think I've mentioned everything. So what we usually do is we under promise and over deliver. So yeah, when people come in, I think they will encounter things that maybe I've not spoken about, but which will help them run their business more smoothly.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about people who have already gone through the program with you. Can you give us some examples of success stories that you've got already?
Yeah, so like I said, we started this at the end of last year, and people have come in, basically contacted the angel providers, gone through the evaluation, passed the evaluation, and received the capital, which they're now using to buy and sell gold, and they share the profits with the angel provider. So there are a few people that have already done this. I don't have the exact numbers right now, but virtually all the time I'm getting emails, informing me that yeah, they've successfully completed the evaluation and signed up for the 25K or 50K accounts which they applied for. So this is the real thing, and I've also done it myself. So this is not like some thing that I just read about or discovered. This is real, and it's happening, and I think it's going to be the big way forward this year, because it's a win-win for the people that have the money and are looking for better returns, and also for people that either don't have the capital to start their own business or do not want to use their own capital.
Yeah, because you don't need any money to start off if you can get that $25,000 or $50,000
exactly
from the angel provider. This is pretty cool, guys. This is definitely pretty cool, and it's something that is completely different. So if you've been struggling in internet marketing, if you're getting overwhelmed and all that kind of stuff, this might be a good option for you to check out, because there's no money up front as far as the investment part, because you can get that from other people who will in turn take a percentage of your profits. That's fair enough, because you get no risk then. The only thing you have to do is put in the work and learn how to do this. So it's really for action takers, isn't it, Oz?
100% for action takers. And like you said, yes, so 100% of the risk is on the angel provider providing the capital. So the only thing people need to do is invest their time. And this is something I think worth mentioning, that this is something that you can do on a part-time basis. So you can have your full-time job or your other business and do this on a part-time basis. And talking about that, the amount of time required is usually, in total, usually less than an hour a day of that needs to be dedicated to this. And that 1 hour will not be at a stretch. It might be like 10 minutes here, another 10-15 minutes, maybe an hour later or a few hours later, just to basically place the orders and transact the business with the counterparties.
Yeah, okay. So if you at the moment yourself, you're spending about an hour a day on average.
I spend a bit more because I'm doing most of the work. So if people had to do the work that I'm doing, then yeah, it would take more than an hour a day. But because I'm doing that work for them, then yeah, it doesn't take them that long. But even for me, while I'm doing it, I'm actually doing other things. Okay, like I've set up my software such that I do not really need to be there all the time.
Yeah.
But I do spend more than an hour a day myself.
So most of the work is automated via the software.
Yep, absolutely.
Nice. Okay, this is a good program, guys. This is definitely worth checking out. Okay, so I think we've basically covered everything. We did actually record a version of this interview a few days ago, but there was a problem with the audio. So Oz kindly agreed that he would come back and we would redo this. So I think we've covered everything that we covered then in that previous conversation we had a few days ago. Do you want to add anything before we finish up?
Well, what I would say is that, yeah, this is something that I kind of discovered by accident last year. And the first time I found out about it, I didn't actually believe it. I just thought it was like too good to be true or a scam. So I just ignored it. Then later on, like a few weeks later, I think it was an email that I got from somebody that mentioned something very, very similar. But this was like a different NJ provider. And I said, ooh, this is interesting. And this was somebody that I actually trusted. So I investigated it a bit more closely this second time around, and I found it to be real. Then I tried it out myself, and yes, it is real. So I know that it might sound too good to be true. Like, why would somebody give you money? But I've given you the reasons why it happens, and it is happening.
Here's the thing as well. You've
It's
got to
happening
put
all
in
the
the
time.
work. You've got to learn, and a lot of people won't do that.
Yeah, and they won't give you money if you can't make money for them, really.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're handing money out to everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the only thing I would add, really. So for those that are interested, yeah, check it out. Tony will give you a link to the sales page, and there's a lot more information on the sales page there.
Okay, guys. So if you saw the promotion I was doing last week and you thought you were interested, well, we've made it easier for you, okay, because we're adding a split pay on this offer. Okay, so the split pay will be actually on the page itself. The buy button's already discounted. They don't need the coupon code or anything, do they?
No, they don't. No, that's already.
It's already there on the buy button. Okay, so there's a split pay already on the buy button. You don't need any discount code. What we've done is we split it
it's already
between two
discounted.
different months that you can pay, and that makes it easier for some folks to be able to get in. And as long as you're prepared to put in the work and go through that learning curve and get out of your comfort zone, you know, just 2 hours you can learn how to use the software, and from that point forward, you can start to learn and join the group and ask questions. And you can also go through the video training, the different modules, etc. And when you come out of that, you will be a gold dealer, not a gold dealer.
Yes.
It sounds pretty cool, actually, doesn't it?
Yeah, and most of the work actually is really understanding how cybercommerce operates. Right. Because, like I said, we do most of the work. Then later on, when people become independent and want to do this themselves, then yeah, there will be a bit more work involved. But initially, at least for passing the evaluation, there's very little work involved. Yes, you need to go through the training, understand what cybercommerce is. You need to set up your software, connect to the cyber platforms, and then connect to Discord and be ready to, implement the alerts that I send out.
Nice.
But it's really, like really, really simple. We've made it really, really simple so that anybody can do it.
Okay, so if you're wondering, will it work for me? Well, the answer is working already for other people, and it should be something that you'll be able to pick up quite quickly, and you've got the support and the network there to help you as well. All right, I'm going to finish up there. Thanks again for coming on again, for making the time to come on again. And guys, check the link in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this via the email where I embed the video, then the link will be underneath the video as well. Go and check it out at least. And it's an interesting sales page as well. There's a lot more information in that sales page as well that you can pick up some more information. All right, Oz, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, Tony.
Cheers.
All right, take care.